Welcome to 4,000 Weeks, the weekly audio dispatch from 4kweeks.com. I am Spencer, the dude who is writing these words and speaking them into your ears. The first thing that I owe you this week is, of course, the dad joke of the week. What do you get from a pampered cow? What do you get from a pampered cow? I will get to the punchline at the end. I'm sure you are waiting with bated breath. But for now, week 40 of 2025 has arrived. Week 40 of 2025. People were born in 2000 and can drink beer. It blows my mind every single day. Week 39 is gone. Week 39 will never be heard from again. You will never be able to change what did or did not happen in week 39 of 2025. And trying will only bring you pain. Almost all the pain in life comes from focusing on things over which we have no control. That's a hill that I'll die on. It's going to be a short one this week. I feel like I'm going to plow. I feel like we're drinking the orange juice straight out of the frozen canister from the freezer. We're not even going to add 2 gallons of water to it today. It's time for you to walk over to your 4K Weeks poster and fill in another square. Are you done? It is funny to me how I can believe in you completely. It's so interesting to me how I can be 1000% certain that you will have success if you will just apply yourself and then also let the chips fall. And then in the same day that I am confident about that, I doubt myself. I think it's an expression of ego. I think it is a weakness of ego. It's that I want. That I want it to go this way. I want this flavor of success. I want it. And I think when I'm not in the moment and I'm able to get a 30,000 foot view of it, I realize that those 2 words are a distraction. The I want, because it leads me down paths that are not useful. Because the only time that I'm really content, the only time that I'm truly satisfied is in those moments when I'm focused on the work and not the results. So I just think that's interesting to me. We're doing this new thing for the studio and I'm really excited about it. And I think we're doing a good job, but I keep saying to my wife, I really want this to work. And she keeps looking at me funny when I say that. And I think it's because, what do you mean? It's going to work. It might not work the way that you want it to work. It might not work any of the million permutations that you have imagined are possible, but you are doing work. You are doing it well. It's well thought out. Do it and it'll lead you somewhere. I think that is just interesting. Week 40 of 1965, Pope Paul VI would be 6. Pope Paul VI was the first Catholic Pope to leave Italy since 1909, when he addressed the United Nations and met with then U.S. President Lyndon Johnson. It was also the first time a Catholic Pope had visited the Western Hemisphere. 1965. He was 3,549 weeks old, or 68.6 years. The quote of the week. I told you this is going to be concentrated wisdom this week. We're already on the quote of the week. Only 4 minutes in. The quote of the week is from Frederick Douglass. I prefer to be true to myself, even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of others, rather than to be false and to incur my own abhorrence. That's some real talk. So many of us spend so much time trying to keep up with and maybe even impress those Joneses. And for some reason lately, I just seem to have been seeing a lot of it. It seems like in my conversations and stuff and the things I witness in the world are like people spending money gratuitously to impress people, or people talking about that, or people talking about wealth inequality. I feel like that's been in my sauce a lot lately. And I'll be honest with you, I have always had a chip on my shoulder about this. going to a high school where people drive Mercedes will do that to a guy, maybe. I know that deep down, I often desire that those Joneses see me as successful, right? That's my weakness. It's not that they don't see me driving a Lamborghini. It's that I want people to think that I am successful. And so I have actively, and I have to actively and regularly and frequently kill that part of my ego. I have to do that. That's a thing that I have to do. I have to take that part of my ego out back and shoot it, because I know that it's there, and it's not something you can have surgically removed. I feel like those kind of like those inclinations and prejudices and weaknesses that you have, you'll be fighting in some way, shape, or form forever. And I think the best way to regularly put it in its place is to put yourself out there in the way that you don't want to be perceived. It's like you're building up a callus for the pain of people not knowing the part of you that you want them to know. It's the pain of people seeing your bad side, or the side that you feel like they won't think measures up. And Seneca said that we should each, quote, set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself all the while, is this the condition that I feared? Right? Because truly, the people who you're trying to impress are not thinking about you. And if they are thinking about you, they're probably thinking things you don't want them to think about you. And who cares anyway? They're thinking about themselves and how they can impress the people that they want to impress. So you should just think to yourself, is this what I thought? Is this what I was so worried about? That these people who I don't even like anyway might not have the opinion of me that I want them to? It is so much more rewarding to spend that energy, instead of keeping up appearances, deciding who you are and then ruthlessly holding yourself accountable to that high standard. I think that's the greatest thing in the world. When you decide on a standard for yourself that you hold yourself to. And the only way to know where you stand is to have cleared that ground yourself bit by bit. But then once you have cleared that ground, once you know, like, oh no, this is the rock that I stand on. These are the principles that I will not violate. This is who I am. Then there is no wind that can force you to blow in any direction that you do not want to blow. And I feel like maybe it's the blessing and the curse that the worst scorn in the world comes from a man who has let himself down. The only opinion that matters is your opinion of whether or not you are measuring up to the standard you have set for yourself. And the first thing you have to do is set that standard. Okay, what I consumed this week. I only listened to one podcast this week, and it was a podcast about CEO pay from Planet Money. And it was really good. It is called, I'm trying to find it right here, When CEO Pay Exploded. It's a very interesting dive into why CEOs make, 200x the lowest paid worker. And that's it. It's been a week. I'll tell you what, hire somebody to do a job that makes you have to make sure your job gets done frequently and often. That's what I've been doing this week. I've just been trying to keep up, just get the work done so that the people can do the work. So that's good. 9 minutes. We're 9 minutes in. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a short one. Concentrated this week. That's good. Get it done and get it out. What am I thinking about this week? I'm thinking about progress. And this is going to be a short little inspirational speech for you, one way or the other. Keep moving forward. Oh my goodness, seriously. Just go. Do something. Like I said, I hired this really great guy last week. Spectacular dude who I really like a lot. I hired him for the studio to direct, shoot, and edit video for this content idea that I've been having, and also to kind of just to capture the magic that I've always felt like exists in the studio and like, and let people in that door, and also say a lot of the same things in those videos that I say in this podcast. I feel real strongly about a lot of these things, and they kind of infuse everything that I do. And neither one of us knew what we were doing or what we were getting into. sure, we both have our areas of expertise, right? This guy is an expert at shooting video and directing video. I'm an expert at talking about life and making sculptures, but we only had a rough idea of like what this thing that we're trying to do is. And so, after a meeting about it, we did the only thing that we really could do in this situation, which was just to jump into the mucky swamp feet first and get moving and try to plant a few flags, clear some ground, and figure some stuff out by doing. And sure enough, we did it, and it's going great, I think. I still don't have any idea if the stuff we are making will be good or interesting, or if people will want to watch it or see it, but that doesn't matter as much as the fact that we have started, right? I know we are doing our best, and I know we are heading somewhere, and no matter what, we will learn about the process. And I just want to encourage you to get going. If you want to make progress, you just have to start. I know you have a thing you want to do or should be doing or think you should be doing, and you should just do it. I don't want you to think it to death. Don't let the great be the enemy of the good, right? Don't worry about anyone's opinion of something that you haven't made yet. This is something that I do a lot. I think about doing a thing, and then I immediately jump all the way down the road to when the thing is done and people don't like it. Don't do that, right? Make the thing. Make it and move on. You don't have to tell everyone in the whole world about it, but you do have to get started. And you probably should share it with the world, because you're going to get better. And so I know I've said a few times, this is a short one this week, and I mean it, but I think it's like concentrated. I really felt the universe pulling me this week to tell somebody out there, and it could be that it's just one of you. It could be that like of the 18,000 of you that will open the email, or the 200 of you that will listen to this podcast in the first week, it could be that there's just one person out there that needs to hear this encouragement, which is do it. Start the thing. Get going. I just met a dude today. My mom met him, and I was like, hey, can I come see your studio? I'm a sculptor too. And he came to the studio and we talked. He makes these beautiful, hyper-realistic sculptures. He's only been doing it for 6 years. You know why he started? Because he wanted to, because he thought it'd be cool. And he just started doing this thing in his garage, and now he's amazing at it. Get started. Maybe the person that I need to send this message to is you. But if it isn't you, if you're like, no, man, I'm good. Like, I've actually got started on my thing. I'm rolling. I'm pushing my product out into the world. If that's what you're saying, then maybe you are the person that the universe is trying to help me use as a messenger. And so for you people, for those of you who are already started and are already going, you need to encourage someone to go for it this week. That's what your mission is, right? So either you're the person who is saying to yourself, dang it, you're right. I've been thinking about that idea for a while, and I'm just going to get started. I'm going to take the first step. Define the first step and then do the first step today. Either you're that person, or you're the person who needs to send this message to a friend who has been hemming and hawing about that thing that you think they'd be great at if they would only start. You need to send this to them, or you need to go tell them that you're going to help them right now do task 1. This is your mission, should you choose to accept it. Gosh dang it, the world could be so awesome, will be so awesome when we are all freaking going for it. That's it. That's all I got. I'm not going to reiterate all the things. I've already said them. You know the mission. Go do the mission. What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. Look, if you like the podcast, I saved you about 10 minutes by boiling down, by putting a reduction sauce on all of the wisdom this week. So use the extra 30 seconds to like it, subscribe to it, send it to a friend, do something. I'd really appreciate that. I'm going to be sharing some stuff in the weeks to come that I'd also like you to take a look at and share. But we will see later about that. Ooh, the reward link in the email this week. I don't usually love Hamlet, but it's really, really good. So check that out. Have a spectacular week. You can do it. I believe in you. You should believe in you. Talk to you later.